Hey, what's going on YouTube? Swift bringing you a brand new stream, and we are live. We're going to be playing some OSRS here, and now that the servers are back on again from the maintenance that they had go on for a little while, we are back. Hope you're all doing well and able to get on, because I know that there was a bit of a delay. It was, what, 12 hours? So we are trying to get back into gear here. Here are the updated skills and the levels that I've got for each of those. As you can see, I got a strength level to 93, and I was able to get to 99 cooking, which I am pretty proud of, because that took me a little while. I was just making jug of wines here at the GE for hours, and I got through it somehow. So now we've got 99. My first 99 in OSRS, I think, ever. Because in RS3, I got 99s, but I don't think I've ever gotten 99 in this game. So pretty cool. And then, believe it or not, chat, I've been working on fire making because of this update that they did to the campfires here. The AFK method. I was at 60 fire making, and now I'm at 82. And I'm not someone that really trains this. That was cool. You know, so 82 fire making. And then we are, check it out. So we are 336,000 XP away from 99 farming. I don't think I'm going to get it today, sadly, but the next stream, or, you know, it'll probably be in 2 days, I will have 99 farming, and then I'll have a trimmed skill cape, which would be cool. Really, that's it that's notable. Besides, I've been working on prayer. That's actually what I was heading to do. Once I show you, like, the intro market stuff that I'm about to go over, as per usual, with these money-making videos. So this is the current inventory. I'm going to be kind of, while items are buying and selling, I'm going to be doing this just to train prayer, because it's going to be useful for when we are going to fight and do slayer tasks later and so on, depending on how long I'm streaming. But so far, this is what I've got going on in the GE. Now, a couple of these are just test cases, like I went over in the last video. Basically, the strategy of utilizing the wiki, going over the filters provided, and then translating that to sales here in the game. I don't really buy and sell smoke runes, but you can see I've given it a shot right here. It looks like a couple of these batches have already sold, and you're probably going to expect to do this throughout the day, maybe. I guess with how infrequently or frequently these maybe sell, so there's that. I'm just wait. I'm trying to get some Torva legs to sell. Basically, I'm trying to flip them, and then I bought a helm, but maybe I'm a bit high. But they were selling for 248 a little bit ago, so I don't know. Sometimes the bottom drops out of these items, and then suddenly it's like, oh, we're gonna sell again, mysteriously. And then to try to make sure that I'm gonna make profit, what I have to keep in mind is, so I bought these 2 oath plate items. I bought the chest and the legs, what, 2 days ago now, and I overpaid a little bit for them because they were crashing. So the average that I paid for these is 131.26 mil each. So I've got to remember when I'm making sets later, that is like an asterisk, because I want to make sure I'm going to continue to make profit. I want to sell this helm because, I don't know, let me refresh. Okay, 247. They're selling for 247. Well, 246, 247. They were selling for 248, so I don't know. Maybe it's just a matter of time. So we're looking to sell this full helm, though. But this is just to get started here. You can kind of take what we discussed from the last video and apply this. And I'm going to demonstrate this live as we go. So if you want to see some examples, we can go over those. But this is what I am trying to do right now. And basically, the whole point is, so more of like, now we're going from the intro to like the main video. So basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to power level prayer and do what not as many players do, which is go from a certain prayer level to like over 80. Because you could see that when you look up someone on the high scores, you kind of compare. But like you can see someone's 80 or more prayer, you can see like there's just a drop off in players that go from a certain prayer to level 80 or whatever. So my ambition is to go as far as I can, and it's just going to help out during Slayer tasks and all that. So anyways, the reason why Dragon Bones is, well, the cost of the the XP to GP ratio is something that I keep in mind. I was actually thinking of going up a little bit more and trying to maybe use Lava Dragon Bones. I was going to calculate the XP per hour, the cost and all that. I haven't done that yet. But basically, what so these bones are all bought and paid for. I did this yesterday. So right now, to start the day, I haven't really done much selling, like I said, because the servers have only been back for a few hours. So I'm like 460k up right now, but all it's gonna take is flipping one of these Torva items, and it's gonna be, I'll show you. So like, I paid what, 241.2, and a half on the full helm. If we sell it, we're gonna make about what is this? What is this? Is it 1.5? Anyways, this is kind of saving up over the months and doing what I do in the market every day has given me the ability to kind of compete with the other resellers and kind of put my hat in the ring. So all you need to do is land a couple of the big flips, and then you can start being aggressive with your prayer training. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. So we're going to get to that now that I've kind of gone over everything and explained everything. I'm just waiting for the other Justiciar pieces to go down in price so that I can start making the sets. I gotta buy the legs and the chest pieces. I need to buy 8 of those each, but when they're at a good price, because they're inflated right now. And then we're gonna try to make sets, and at 500k or so per set, that can be a few million as well. Again, helping to pay for the Dragon Bones and the prayer training. So let's get to that. I'm gonna show you what I do, and we're gonna just kind of keep it rolling. Basically, anytime I get any update here in the GE, we're gonna be coming back. It's gonna be, you know, frequent throughout the day. You'll see that happen. Hopefully, we sell these items here. I'm not too worried about the law runes. I know that they can sell for 123. I've seen it. And if we don't buy any more smoke runes, well, we've already sold. We can go over the profit on those. But I'm making 4 GP on every smoke rune. So if we got all 18,000, that'd be, what, 72k? So again, just trying to have a couple demonstration examples at different tiers, just for illustration. And all that. So now let's go ahead and get to training here. We're going to keep an eye on the Torva and see what happens. I'm going to be going back and forth to the POH and Castle Rush. What I do is I make sure in the settings to not have the default be in build mode, and then you can just teleport right in here. Make sure that you have at least a limestone altar, but I think that's what I have. You want to have a high enough of a bonus from the altar to where you're getting more out of the bones you're paying for. I'll put up the XP just so you can see for a little while here. Each bone is going to give me, each of the dragon bones is going to give me 198 XP. So each inventory gives me, I think it's like 4752 XP per inventory, and then you just divide that by your remaining XP, and then that gets you how many more inventories you need to do here, and then that'll get you, you'll have an idea of how much time it'll take you to get to the next level. And based on my estimate, I think it's like 35 more minutes or so until I'm level 78. And you just keep doing this, because what I found that with that the other method of going in and out of the portal, talking to the NPC files, and then having him unnote, you know, the Marintils and the Dragon Bones and all that for you. The thing is you got to bring gold every time, so that's going to take an inventory space. And on top of that, you got to actually click him every single time, go back and forth, do all that. I actually think, again, I'd have to test it, but I mean, from what it seems like this is faster than the other way. Because I'm just going to go to Castle Wars and bank there. So I don't have to interact with the portal ever. So I don't have to. So all that time of going through the dialogue and you know, are you sure you want to enter your house? Like, no. It should be assumed I want to enter my house. So maybe that'll be for another day. But make sure you have your Ring of Dueling on real quick, and then you can just do the 2 Marintils, the Dragon Bones, and then the teleport to house. And then you just keep continuing on here. Like I was saying, once we sell the Torva, that'll be like, if we sell it. The market's going to take a little bit of time, I think, to kick back into gear. But once we sell it... okay, the price is creeping up a little bit. I can see it. 247.3. We're actually relatively close to selling it now. As long as that keeps going up like that. We'll make like 1.5 mil on the flip, and then to put into context, so when I bought Dragon Bones yesterday, I paid, it was like 18.5 mil for 7,500 of them, whatever that is. But whenever you can get flips like that, which I don't take for granted, because there were many years where I couldn't even afford Torva. I couldn't, do much in the way of trading it because I didn't really have any. It's kind of nice to be able to do it now and to kind of compete with, some of the big boys like the high rollers. So if you have your starting cost of 18.5 mil and you can do a couple flips at 1.5 million each, you have to have the money to do that. But because prayer is an important skill to train, what ends up happening is you can just deduct that from your cost, and then that's one flip, right? That's one item. How frequently and how quickly can you do that throughout the day? Challenge yourself. Can you get your buy limit and do that? Can you make 1 million per flip? Can you make 700K per flip? Whatever the case may be, right? Well, if you can get X amount and then you can do that times 8, well, that's just, again, one item, and then you can do it every 4 hours. So ideally, it would be when the market is on fire and you just are right in the middle of that and you take advantage, you make the money, and you kind of get out. You get out while it's good, and then you let the price come down, and then you just repeat every 4 hours. Easier said than done, because it's not a perfect science. You can pay for this kind of training, but it can take months and months of saving up to do this. That's what I had to do. I put in a lot of time, a lot of of a grind, but I'm glad I did, because now I'm able to have the potential to make a lot more. Because of all that work I did, gives me the chance to kind of get ahead quicker. This is the fastest way I know how to train prayer, so that's what I'm doing. You can see we've gotten like 30,000 XP so far. And again, you'll make some of this money back in the long run, saving it by spending less on prayer potions. And that's like a permanent thing, you know what I mean? Like once you get the level, right? You'll have that ability going forward. All right, we're getting pretty close to another prayer level here. Oh, not pretty close. I mean, we're like halfway, I believe. Yeah, under 100,000 now. Welcome, everybody. So we've got some offers in the GE I am waiting on. We can kind of go back over those once I get back there. I'm just training prayer while we are waiting. We can go over some of those deals, like I've said, or if there's any questions you might have as we go through the video here. It's going to take some time with the market because, again, the servers were offline for a little while. So it's kind of got to like reboot a little bit. Some of the sale prices you were seeing before, it's going to be different for a time. Okay, the Torva plate legs are going up, but I don't know. Do I trust buying them? We'll see. The Torva is an excellent money maker right now, but again, once the sales day gets going, like once it's really consistent, then we're gonna be fine, good to go on that. We're gonna be competing with people, and you'll get to see it, like I've demonstrated before, live. It's just something that when you see an opportunity, you just go for it and go in attack mode right away, and you try to get the profit immediately, you know? While the market's good, that's when you got to be buying and selling. And when it's down, that's when I tend to do my questing and my skilling, because I want to maximize the uptime of when the market's good, and when it's not good, I'll just have a couple deals that are like what I call flyers, where if they work out, great. Otherwise, you know, I try not to get too invested in it. I can let the market kind of figure itself out, and then while that's happening, train skills that are important for the end game. Like working on prayer is pretty important, I'd say. Because then it'll be more money we save just as a byproduct of that. But like in the long run. But having a higher prayer level is going to benefit in a couple ways. But basically, whenever you use a prayer potion, you're going to get a bit more back each time than you're usually going to get. You know, like you're going to get a +1 for every 4 levels or so. So it does add up over time. You just get more out of your potions. And you're able to have longer trips as a result, depending on what you're doing. We are selling some of the law runes. So each one, I'm making, I think, 4 GP on each. Times 18,000 would be 72K. And the thing about it is, it's extra cash. Consider that when you do a birdhouse run, you get X amount of bird nests. And you usually get anywhere from, I don't know, like 20,000 to like 80,000 GP per run, depending on your level. But if, like in this case, buying and selling the law runes, you got to have a couple mil, right? But you can get 72K. It's basically like you did another bird run, but it was for free. Like you didn't have to go anywhere, you know. And you can just, depending on how many items there are to buy and sell, like you can keep getting those 72Ks or whatever the case might be. Depending on how many items meet that threshold you're looking for the buying and selling. I'm just looking at the Torva sales right now. I'm looking at a couple. Torva, Oathplate. Just this CR, okay. Just this CR, the leg guards are going down a little. The leg guards are like 400K over what I was paying for them yesterday. I would really like them to be pretty much where they were. That eats up a considerable amount of profit when one of the items of the set is like crazy high for whatever reason. It takes away most of your profit. So we don't want that. Ideally, it would come down basically near where it used to be, and then we can just scarf up 8 of those. And then all we would need to get is 8 of the chest pieces, and then we'll be able to make sets. And I'm gonna say it would probably be, well, when I was making them yesterday, it was like 500-600K each. But I've had moments where I've gotten more than that. It just depends on the market. Each day's different, right? Probably some of the best days to buy in preparation for the weekend would be, Thursday, Friday. Because typically Saturday is the strongest sales day. It's just how it goes, Well, besides like update days, not that just this CR is really impacted by updates per se. Other sets like Inquisitors can be, or especially Sunfire, for whatever reason. Sunfire can be influenced. When sets were like 11, 12 mil, I remember it was like a week ago, but before they made some of the change announcements, I remember thinking, I had like a gut feeling, I'm like, okay, well maybe I should buy a set and kind of tuck it away, you know? And then all of a sudden they're like 20, 30 mil. And the thing about that is it just seemed to kind of happen out of nowhere. So you know, sometimes with this game you don't know what's gonna go up in price, but just always keep doing your research and you'll be surprised. Got about 67k left to go for this level here. And the law runes are selling, so we'll kind of keep an eye on those. I'll show you where they're at. We've sold a little bit of them, right? So I'm gonna keep checking on those. The main thing is selling the Torva full helm. I may have to go down on my price a little bit, but they were selling at 248. So I don't know. Well, they're not really moving right now, I guess. That's the tricky part. I don't know, maybe my price is a little bit too high. All right, so I'm gonna make an adjustment to the Torva, the sell offer. Until the market gets going, I want to get a sale. I just want to get a sale in the books, even if it's like, you know, 700-800k profit. Let's just make an adjustment. It should have already sold, but let's go. So, for example, if you take that, and I'll show you, like I said, this 2% right here. You take your after-tax number, which is pretty huge. Look at that. We'll get into more of this later. It seems like less of these items are trading now that they've done this. So I think players are circumventing the tax by trading amongst each other, which means there's less of these items circulating in the GE. That's why I think Torva's kind of going up, plus the TOA changes that they have proposed too. Anything that changes with raids for the positive, Torva's going to go up, right? I guess that would be about 800k, 700, 800k, something like that. So I made the adjustment because one did sell for 247. So I mean, at least I'm under now to where if there's a repeat buyer, which they tend to do actually, believe it or not, then we'll sell it. And we're just trying to buy the legs. I mean, I do have a pair because this is I saved for months for these, but I'm gonna be using them for training now. When I fight later, I'll be fighting some Slayer monsters. But I'm holding on to those, but I'm trying to just flip other ones. We're probably done selling these smoke runes, I guess. But this is just to show you. Okay, so this is an example of one that we attempted with the strategy I was telling you about. And then I guess, I mean, you'd have to add up all these numbers. I guess to humor it, we'll do that real quick. Let's see. So between the 3 sales, you just add up your the end result after tax for each of them. Okay, and then you subtract your spend. Like what did you put into buying these, right? So in this situation, we got, we made 38K from selling these. So we're gonna add that to the total. Not too different than doing like a birdhouse run, all right? But that's, if you see an opportunity and you want to kind of go for it, you can do that. The law runes all sold. So then this would be another good example of I can demonstrate. And then we're going to kind of get back to doing the prayer training here. So let's go. So I bought them for 2.106 and sold them. Okay, so I can do that math. That's 72,000. We got 72,000. So we did a lot better with the law than we did with the smoke. It took a bit less work, if you want to call it that, but like we spent less time with the one law rune bulk sale than we did with all the mini like smoke rune sales, you know, because you have to like list them separately. And anyways, it was still cash though. So between the two of these, we made 110,000. Now, like I think it's still in my history. No. I was gonna say, yeah, because I spent a lot on the dragon bones. It was like 18.5 now. That was for 7,500 of them. All right. I just had to refresh the stream here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, while those items are selling, we're just gonna get some prayer XP here. But this is the method that I use to kind of power level prayer. Believe me, over time I've done the usual berry bones and all that, of course, but I'm trying to just speed things up, and the sooner I can get a higher prayer level, the better. And sometimes I forget to do the... sometimes I forget to have a ring of dueling, and then I have to go to Alcarid. So that'll slow down training a little bit. Welcome everybody. So we are just training a little bit of prayer here while we're waiting for some items to sell. At the start of the video, I listed the trades that I have up currently. The market's kind of recovering, or it's kind of like getting back into gear, because with the downtime, items weren't really trading. They weren't really moving for, what, 12 hours or so. So it's going to take a little while. Perhaps I shouldn't have bought the Torva, but at the same time, it should correct in a little bit. I think you just got to stick with it, but be a bit careful today with what you buy if it's like a big purchase. You might get some good deals, I guess is what I'm saying, because there's going to be a brief window of time before like the next update where I think there are going to be some good opportunities to make some serious profit, but you got to just pick your moments. Thanks for the like, I appreciate it. Welcome everybody. We are back. I know it's been a couple days since I had the last stream, but I wanted to kind of get back into the routine, and also I figured with a couple of the updates that have been announced and all that, I figured it was a good time to kind of get back to it and give my take on things and kind of showcase what you could do from not only like a GE perspective, but training and just general game tips as well. A lot of stuff that I've picked up over the years. This is, I know there's not much to my POH. I get that. You're probably like, what? But no, so after this batch here, I'll give a brief tour to everybody. There's not much to tour. I'm not. It's not a mansion. Like it's not a. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. I'm not living the high life here. But I'm just saying, like, there's a reason for this. It's actually there's a bit to this. So let's okay, now we're done with that. Let's go over again. This is gonna be a brief tour. So I guess this is what the bedroom. Not much going on. But no, let's see. I got a couple chairs. Hey, I got a couple chairs in here. I guess this is the what, living room? Hey, we got some bookshelves. But no, so basically, all right. So here's the deal. When I thought of this build out, when I thought of like the layout, I'm not an architect. I'm not gonna say I am, whatever. But for money making, this is like a money making, like training, like mentality that I've got. I've got my armor stand here, so this is where I go and I repair the Darroks and Guthans and all that. But this is where I go every day to repair the broken Darroks. I complete the Darrok sets and then I sell them at the GE for profit. So this is like the money-making play. It's right by the portal, and it's the first room south. So it's literally like right here, click, boom, you know what I mean? So that's from the money-making perspective. Now, over here, the reason why I've got the altar right by the portal, again, is because with all these dragon bones and trying to level up prayer, it's right here, you know what I mean? So it's literally just boom, boom, and then I'm training. So that's kind of like the why. I know it, again, I know it's bare bones, but that's the why. So you'll see here, we'll go to the house after a quick Castle Wars trip each time. Light the burners. And then we're chilling. We just kind of AFK this whole inventory. And like I said, each one of these is about 4,800 XP. So we've got, what, 9 more of these to go, basically. And then we'll be level 78 prayer. And I just, in doing this for, you know, a couple hours, I guess now, not today, but over the past day or so, I think I'm getting like 228k XP per hour, but that's with Dragon Bones. That's with Dragon Bones, and putting a fair amount of money sinking into this, but my idea, what I was going to try maybe the next time I train prayer like this, is maybe I want to try the Lava Dragon. And I'll just have a GE offer, and I'm kind of sitting like on really low price. And if I get them, then it's like better GP to XP, or XP to GP, you know, however you want to look at it. GP to XP. But I need the I need to get the Gilded Altar, because this is what, limestone. I mean, I'm okay with it personally. I'll take 228,000 prayer XP an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's still very good in my mind. Like, that's really good. But to get to 99 that way is over 100 million in spend, right? So it would be good to spend the extra, what, 2 mil to get the Gilded Altar, and then you save millions, though. Like, you save like double-digit million. Like you save like, I don't know, it's what, 3 GP to XP you save. It's 25%, whatever that is, but off of 100 million. So yeah, it saves you. You'll save a ton of money that way. I just got burned out from doing construction. That's part of the reason why I don't have Gilded. because when I mean, yeah, it's 64, it's not 99, but the thing is, there's only so many oak larders that I could tolerate making, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, I mean, I know about mahogany homes. I haven't done that yet, but maybe that is something that I'll do. And I do have the crystal saw, so we would have a was that a construction bonus +3? It's not out of the question that I could get in range to make the gilded. It's just a matter of getting through that initial, like, the hurdle of, okay, well, how many oak larders do I want to make to get this? I guess if I want to badly enough, I could do it. And then we would get more XP per hour. So I think probably for Lava Dragon or higher bones, well, even it would be great to do it for the Dragon Bones. You do that, and then you're going to get a much higher XP per hour rate. So this is, yeah, 228,000 with the limestone, or whichever one I'm using now. It's going to be better with the gilded. So we're just going to do a few more runs at this. I'm going to check the Torva again because I want to see. Alright, so Torva, full helm. I mean, they're buying for 241. That's what they've been doing. That's actually, they're buying for 5 mil lower than they were yesterday. But they're also selling for 5 mil lower too. It's kind of just gone down 5 mil. But I wasn't invested in this, so I wasn't really losing. What I'm gonna do if I sell, okay. If I can flip 7 helms, the 8th helm I'm gonna price a little higher because I'm gonna kind of gamble. And as the price goes up, what I'm thinking is sometimes there are sales that happen that are like way high. They're like 10 mil high. You know, I'm just going to let it sit and be like, all right, how about mine? You know what I mean? Right, chat? Why not have it be you that gets the sale, you know? So you get the money from doing the 7 flips, you know, is like the consistent profit. Say, you know, 700k to a mil each, right? That 8th roll, that 8th one you can get, yeah, why not try it for higher? Because you've already made profit on the 7, right? You can, like, really, I mean, that could be I mean, again, you don't know. It may just sit there for hours. Okay, yeah. But if it looks like the market's going up and up and up, sometimes you have these serious spikes for like a 5-minute window. It's a literally 5-minute window. But if you time it right, you'll make serious profit. Like, I'm talking, you can make 10 million a helmet. You know what I mean? For a 5-minute window. So, yeah, maybe that'll help someone out. I always say it, and I'm like, oh yeah, wouldn't that be great? And then I don't get to capitalize on it. But with this new update coming, I mean, we don't know. Torva could just spike up all of a sudden, 20 mil each. I don't know. You know what I mean? So just have that in mind. At least for, you know, the next day or two. Be attentive to that, because, you know, you might be able to profit like that. I'm not going to make any guarantees, but it tends to be around update time. It's like, oh yeah, these set prices are just going to spike by 20 million. Oh, cool. But one set to keep in mind would be Sunfire. So you want to check the price on the wiki for Sunfire, but I'm going to give you an example. So think it was a week ago. You can check on the prices to double check. It was maybe 10 days ago. I don't remember. But the Sunfire sets were like 11, 12 mil, something like that. When they get down to that price again and you have the money, you should totally buy one if you have like extra money. And the reason is because out of the blue, they just go up to 20, 30 mil for whatever reason. Unprovoked, you know? It could just be due to like updates and, you know, change certain little changes. I don't know. But instead of, because I know that there's like investment plays where it's like, okay, I'm going to buy this because I know it'll go up in a month. But sometimes, like with those kind of sets, it's not really an investment per se, but you can get the profit of an investment much quicker because it's just a unique set. It's there's something about it. I don't know. Okay, we bought the Torva plate legs. We need to go. I was hoping that was gonna say we sold the Torva helm. That's what I was hoping. This could be a good sign because some of these can sell for really high. But again, this is a different market right now because of the update kind of maybe threw things off. And I'm not saying it wasn't like the official update. It was like the server main. You got to be a little bit careful here with Torva. Yeah, mine hasn't sold. So. Okay, what did we pay? Okay. What did we pay for this? Let's see. Oh, that's not much. What's that? The 207, 255. So that's 405k. Okay. That is a bit tight. You see how much tax this takes on it? You have to be like precise. That's why I just it's almost risky to do this, but at the same time, you can land some huge profit. Oh, here we go. It's sold, chat. What was I worried about? Alright, so I can show you here. Alright, so here's an example. So we made 400 and we'll just call it 405. So that's going to be added to the calculator. Alright, so we've got 7 more of these we can buy in a 4-hour window. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down on my buying price. We're going to go down a million. So let's run it back. And if you don't know this, you can go back to your history and click on the item. The buy, like you want to click on the buy one. So buy. And then you can adjust your price here. So we're going to go 206. I don't know. 405. All right. And then we're going to try to buy it. So I went down like 800k, 850k, you notice that. But my expectation of like the big flip, it went down because they were going for 215. These were selling for 215, what, 30 minutes ago? When you see that, you got to kind of come down. And I almost wonder if I need to come down with the helmet too. It was selling for 248. I don't understand. Okay, wait. So the last sale was 2 minutes ago for 246, 651. Oh wow. Oh, we're not that far away from selling this. Okay. I feel like we're so close with selling this helmet. So if I do sell it, what is this? Like, oh, I was saying it was like 700k, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know. We're close. We are close. I'm not going to worry about it just yet. So, let's do a bit more of this training, and then I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. Oh, okay. In 2 more inventories, we can get a level. So let's just do that. So again, like I demonstrated, whenever you get a big ticket item like that, it's like, really in my mind, it's an immediate call to action. It's, you go to the GE and you sell it immediately. Like, that's not a, you know what I mean? In my mind, it's like not negotiable. If I'm late to market, then someone's going to beat me on a good sale, right? Because it's highly competitive. I drop what I'm doing and I go right to the GE. It's immediate. It's like, all right, yeah, I want to get this prayer level, but I also want to make 1 million from a flip. Because in 5 minutes, that could change to where you don't make any profit. So then you lose the mill opportunity. You got to then get the item again at a lower price to then try to re-roll that profit. So that would be my suggestion. Alright. I doubled up. I didn't mean to use the dueling again. But this should get us to level 78 prayer chat. So I'll show you here. We'll let the XP wind down. You can see it. So I started doing this at 72 prayer. And I bought... it was like 473 bones or something. And then on top of that, I bought the 18.5 mil. So really, we've got about 19.5 mil in spend for bones. But then that's like 1.5 million XP, though. So whatever it ends up being, it's like 12.5 XP to GP. Or 12.5 GP to XP. I always mix that up. Then you just take it one level at a time. I mean, I wasn't expecting to level up prayer this fast, to be honest with you. I kind of thought because I didn't have a gilded altar, it would have been just like, all right, well, I guess once I level up my construction, then I can level up my prayer, you know what I mean? But I'm kind of just going against that. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to pay a little bit more, but I do want to get prayer levels, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, I could do better, of course. What I've thought to do, which I'm going to change my mind on, is I was thinking, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to use XP lamps for construction. That's a good idea, yes. The thing is, with how slow the XP rate is for mining, I'm actually going to be using all my XP lamps for mining. I don't really mine to begin with. And if I get a good bulk XP, like a couple lamps that are, 5, 10k or whatever the case may be, I could get a couple levels. Obviously depending, but you get what I mean. Like, to where when I do start to mine, I'll get a little bit better XP rate per hour than if I were to just start now and go and do that now. Legend Master. What's going on, bro? I don't know if you got to see it, but I got a prayer level, so we're at 78 now. And like I was saying, it's just under 5k XP per batch here, so that's gonna be about 32 more of these inventories. I don't have enough teleport tabs like on me. I have to buy a little bit more. I think the reason why I brought this many was it was just basically for every 2 Marintils that I have. So I have what, 54 Marintils left? I'm gonna guess I've got 54 left. I just need to buy more Marintils because I have more tablets. We'll figure that out here in a second. Let's see. So we've got... Okay, yeah, I've got 172 tabs. But yeah, once we get to 80 prayer, we're going to get even another +1 from every... +1 point restored from every prayer. So you guys have seen, those of you that have seen the streams a couple times, but you know that I use a lot of prayer potions when I'm fighting on training on Slayer tasks. So if you get an extra point for every if you get an extra point for every potion, like for every dose, and you bring 20 potions, and they're all 4 dose, that's what 80. That's another 80 prayer points. I was using the Sunfire Chasses, and now that I'm using the Torva, my prayer is going to drain faster, right? So as an offset, now with the prayer levels that I've been getting, it's going to maybe kind of feel like I'm still using the Chasses. It's going to be just mechanically, it's just going to be, you're going to still have the same drain rate, but you're going to get more back when you restore your prayer, right? So it's going to help. It's going to, I don't know, there's going to be a prayer level where it's going to feel the equivalent. And that's what I'm trying to get to, because then I know, okay, now we're good. Because now, not only are we going to save some money basically per prayer potion, because we're not going to be using as many prayer potions to begin with. That's the whole point of why I'm spending all this up front, to where I'm trying to, in the long term, reduce the amount of spend for all the prayer potions I buy. I won't need to buy as many, you know what I mean? So in the kind of the long run, we're going to make some of that money back. Plus, with buying and selling stuff in the market every day, that will chip away at that too. It won't be such a deficit. So if you do this big spend all at once, maybe you want to spread that out over a couple days to where it's not. I mean, yeah, you're buying it up front, right? But if you want to spread the cost out over a couple days, that's probably not a bad play. Then it won't be such a sudden oh man, I spent 19 mil today. I mean, that's technically true. I mean, you did, but that impact of that cost, you're not, unless you're training all in that one day, you can divide it by how many days you're training. So if you're doing 2,500 bones a day, you bought 7,500. That's over 3 days. So you just divide your spend by 3. Do your profit for the day, and then at the end of that day, you deduct your cost for your training. Again, by 3. And then that's one way to look at it too. You'll have 3 different sales days to make your money back, versus you feel the pressure to need to make it all back in one day. That's what I was kind of going through yesterday. Was okay, well, I bought all these bones, it's like, all right, will you feel that pressure? Because it's like, okay, well, that's a pretty big spend, right? But yeah, don't let it get to you. Again, it's gonna be really clutch to get this skill leveled up. So at the end, kind of view it that way, that the more levels, the more prayer levels you get, the better. And you're gonna be passing up a lot of people. So one thing to keep in mind. That's what I try to do, is just try to chip away at this. And for a while I hadn't leveled up prayer, but now that I have, I'm glad I did. With all the fire making I was doing at the GE, I'm like, this is great, but I'm more of a combat person, so I'm like, all right, it's gonna be costly, but let me start working on prayer. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna be buying and selling and making videos on the GE and all that, let me put it to practice, but I'm gonna try to challenge myself and see, can I train a skill that's pretty expensive, but can I do it consistently given the new market, right? The new reality of the 2% tax. So what we'll do here is we're just going to wrap up another inventory or two. Here's what I'm gonna do just for today. This stream will be in 2 parts. I don't want to keep anyone waiting, because I'm gonna be taking a bit of a break here in a minute. I'm gonna be back in like 30 minutes, and then we're gonna be going for a couple hours again. So I just wanted to kind of get this first part up, because again, I was excited to see the servers were back up. I wanted to kind of say that was the case, just in case you didn't know. Maybe that'll help you out. You can kind of get going on your buying and selling, in case that you're in a similar spot to me, where I bought a couple oath plate items that I overpaid a little bit on because they were crashing, and I miscalculated. I didn't think it was going to be as big of a crash as it was. So I've mitigated it, but I'm still kind of down. Let me refresh it one more time for you guys. I'm going to be refreshing Torva as well. The Torva helm, 246,555. They're not going above 247. What we're going to do, chat, is we're going to do a couple things before we go. I'm gonna go to the GE. I want you to see how I operate. I think that this matters. If you have a sense that you're gonna take a loss on something, don't panic. If you do take a loss on something, try to mitigate it. If you take a big loss on something, don't be discouraged, because you can get it right back if you see that the margins are favorable. They've just dropped a price. So for now, we're going to drop the price of this helmet again. All right, and we are going to try to buy the Torva legs. Okay. We're going to do that. We're going to give it just a quick second. I am going to check with the minute I've got left, because I'm going to be taking a break here. Let me just tell you. Let's see. So right now, the full helm and the plate legs are the most profitable. The biggest potential is the plate legs. Oath plate is recovering a little bit from where it was. It was low yesterday. It was like 120 mil for the chest and the legs each. The helm was down to 70 mil, and now the helm is on the high end at 79 mil. If I sell this helmet, which it should, if I sell it, we're gonna make 300k, 313. It's not necessarily the profit I was looking to get, but again, we've got the ability to buy up to 8 of these per 4 hours, right? Sometimes it's not going to be necessarily the home run hit, but I think you got to take what the market gives you. If the market's giving you 400k a flip, you take 400k a flip. But you get those flips in rapid succession, they will add up to be a couple million, right? Again, it just depends on time of day and, you know, how much capital you have and all that. Hope this helps. Like I said, everybody, I'm going to take... Oh, wait, there's more. So we sold the helmet. Okay, great. So I can show you. Okay, so then that would be. So yeah, that's 300 and we'll call it 312k. So that's 312k. All right. So then we're gonna put another offer in for another helmet. I'm going to go. Okay. What was I gonna pay for? Okay, 2. Okay. Now, here's the situation. If we buy the helmet at this price and we sell it close to this price, going down to 100k, right? Let's just say we're gonna make a lot more. We're gonna make what, 800, 900k? But then you multiply that potential times 7. If it's 900k each, you multiply it by 7, and then that's what, 6.3 mil? Just on Torva full helms for that 4-hour block. And then you can do the same thing for the plate legs and the plate body. But you got to be careful. These prices, yeah, every day is different. That's all I'd say. So just be careful with that. Make some cash. Hope everyone has some good luck. I'm gonna run this episode back as like a part 2 here in 30 minutes or so. So we'll continue this discussion. I'm just gonna take a break and eat something, and get some water, and then I'll be back streaming. You'll see the next episode pop up, and we'll kind of go from there. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Please do stop back, because we'll be back in about half an hour, and we'll kind of go from there. Thanks. Peace.